Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. It's election day in the United States, where Americans are voting in one of the most divisive presidential elections in decades. Nearly 100 million people have already cast their ballot in early voting, putting the country on course for its highest turnout in a century. Both rivals spent the final hours of the race rallying in key swing states as national polls give a firm lead to Mr. Biden, but it is a closer race in the states that could decide the outcome.
We got to have a big win. We want a big win.
In his last rally in Michigan, Donald Trump predicted his victory as one of the greatest wins in the history of politics. Meanwhile, Mr. Biden's final drive-in rally in Pittsburgh had star power courtesy of singer Lady Gaga, and the former vice president invited the American people to make Donald Trump pack his bags.
And when America votes, America will be heard. And America's heard. I believe the message will be loud and clear. It's time for Donald Trump to pack his bags and go home.
Austrian police have made several arrests after at least 4 people died in a terrorist shooting attack in Vienna. 17 other people were wounded, some seriously, after gunmen opened fire at 6 different locations in the city centre on Monday evening. The victims were in a city centre area busy with people in bars and restaurants near Vienna's central synagogue, but it is not clear yet if that was the target. Local authorities said one attacker was shot dead by police. Interior Minister Karl Nehammer said the suspect shot dead was a 20-year-old man of North Macedonian origin who had been convicted last year for being a member of ISIS after being arrested on his way to Syria to join the group. Ivory Coast's President Alassane Ouattara has won a controversial third term in office in an election boycotted by the opposition. Mr. Ouattara took 94% of the vote, winning by 99% in some of his strongholds. Turnout was put at almost 54%. The result has yet to be confirmed by the Constitutional Council. On Monday, the Ivorian opposition said it was creating a transitional government which would organise a new election. The main opposition candidates had urged their supporters not to vote, arguing it was illegal for Mr. Ouattara to stand for a third term as it broke rules on term limits. Gunmen have killed at least 32 people and set fire to homes in what was defined as a horrendous attack in western Ethiopia. Local authorities said the rebel Oromo Liberation Army was to blame for the attack in Oromia state. Residents said dozens were rounded up and killed and livestock was stolen. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said the attack may have been identity-based. Ethnic violence has increased since Mr. Abiy took office in April 2018, loosening controls in what had been a highly centralised state until his election. Spanish boats have rescued 196 migrants who were crammed onto 2 vessels trying to reach the Canary Islands. A long canoe carrying 128 men and 1 woman was towed by a Spanish rescue boat to port, while a merchant ship rescued a second vessel, which was sinking 150 miles out at sea, carrying 67 people. Arrivals to the Canary Islands have surged by more than 650% compared to 2019, with over 8,000 people arriving so far. That's according to the Spanish Interior Ministry data. Sri Lankan villagers have defied a coronavirus curfew to try to save about 100 whales stranded on their beach on the island's southwest coast. Villagers and the Sri Lankan Navy worked throughout the night to refloat beached whales, but not all of them were saved, and carcasses of some remain scattered on the beach. The Navy said 4 of the whales died during the overnight rescue operation. And finally, a hugely lucky escape for the driver of this tram in the Netherlands. The train smashed through the end of the tracks and was very close to plunging 10 metres off the end of a pier. However, as you can see, it instead came to rest delicately on a statue of a whale's tail. There were no passengers on the train and the driver was shocked but unharmed. Fittingly, it's emerged the name of the statue is called Saved by a Whale's Tail. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.